Your locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Contact them at 844-POWER-BZ or visit them at powercopiers.com. Here's your host, Scott Marsh, alongside the high flyer, Henry Turner.
And a very pleasant good evening to you. Welcome inside Golden One Center. It's game night coming to you live. Scott Marsh along with the high flyer, Henry Turner. You just heard from Doug Christie, interim head coach of the Kings, his first press conference here at the Golden One Center as we get ready for the Kings as they try to break a 5-game home losing streak, 6 overall tonight as they play host to the Dallas Mavericks. Hi, Flyer. I don't know did you get a chance to hear any of that press conference?
No, I didn't. Actually, I was down in the locker room talking to Jason.
Okay. Doug was certainly fired up, and that's great. As we wouldn't expect anything less from DC. We know his intensity and his desire to win. And he flat out said, and again, this is no surprise, but it was the way he said it. If you heard it, he said, we're simply here to win. Nothing else. We are here to win. That was the opening line of the press conference. He was asked multiple questions in regards to defense versus offense and, kind of gave his state of the affairs with the Sacramento Kings. And we'll see how it goes tonight. Obviously, the Kings lost in L.A. after giving up a 40-point first quarter, gave up a lot of points in the fourth quarter. Trying to turn the ship middle of the year is not easy.
Not at all. Not at all. Especially when the ship is going backwards.
Yep.
So, I know Doug, man, and, he's been on the broadcast. He's been with us. He's coached. The dude has passion. I definitely give him that. He wants to be a head coach. He wants to be, the guy that really can help some of these young players, and rightfully so, because he really bring guys together. I'll give him that. He's a defensive-minded guy. He's a no-nonsense guy.
Yes,
definitely. So, if he's a guy that can reach these dudes, man, and change things and put this team back on the right track, then so be it.
No doubt. And, the city of Sacramento will root for one of their hometown favorites. It will be interesting tonight, though, what the reaction of the crowd is overall. Obviously, it's been a dramatic 72 hours.
Yes.
The news breaking on Friday afternoon. You and I, we were on the air on Friday afternoon after it happened. We've had a chance to digest it a little bit more. Of course, we were on the air on Saturday. Just curious for you, as now we're kind of 3 days into the process. You've seen a game. Any thoughts stick out to you at this point?
Not right now, Scott. I mean, the thing with Mike Brown is still fresh, still new. Everybody is still talking about it, right, wrong, or indifferent.
Yep.
It's been the topic, and rightfully so. It's just a part of the business. The crazy thing about it is that Sacramento has done this a lot of times.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's anything new to us. We've been in this seat before.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, we've been in this business.
Right. We've been in this seat before.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen this movie. So, we understand that we got to move on. But, everybody still wants questions and want answers.
Yep. And everybody has an opinion. And you know what? That's a good thing, because as a Kings fan, if you're a season ticket holder, it does not matter. But you're entitled to your opinion. And your opinion isn't necessarily right. It isn't necessarily wrong. It's your opinion, and it's fine to have that. And the most important thing to me about that, Henry, to have an opinion means you care.
True.
And you want Kings fans to care.
You know what? And that's definitely what they've done, Scott. But I think it's more so of this. I think it's more so of every Kings fan. They want to hear it from the organization.
Yes.
They want to, it's one thing to hear from Shams. It's one thing to hear from, local media, through third parties. I honestly think the Sacramento Kings fan base wants something from the organization saying why they made the move.
No question. The Kings did put out a press release, but that's not a press conference, obviously, where Monte McNair has come out and taken questions here, or ownership for that matter at this point, and we'll see if that happens down the road.
Right. Like I said, I think that's the biggest thing at this point.
Yep.
After the sting of, okay, it happened, all right, that's over with. They didn't, put in another head coach. That's over with. They didn't had a game. That's over with.
Yep.
I think the thing now with all of our fans is, okay, so is the organization going to say, what are we doing? Where are we headed? How are we feeling?
Yep, no doubt. All right, let's focus in on what we did see on Saturday night. The Kings going down to the Lakers, and so they go 0-for against Los Angeles as the Lakers win that game 132-122. And as I mentioned, the Lakers had that 40-point first quarter, and they had that 42-point third quarter, and that was the undoing for the Kings.
That's a lot. That's a lot. You know, the Sacramento Kings are the team that want to be able to outscore their opponent. But in order to outscore your opponent, sometimes you have to stop your opponent. You know, your offensive arsenal isn't going to always be enough on any given night to always just outscore your opponent. Sometimes you got to dig deep and you got to be able to stop guys.
Yep. You know, the most interesting little nugget that Doug offered in the press conference was about the defense. And right now, he basically said he doesn't feel like the team is playing hard enough, long enough. And he basically said he doesn't think the team is in shape to do that right now.
Really?
Yeah. That's what I took from that. And I know I'm paraphrasing. We actually aired the press conference, but that was basically the gist of the press conference. And there were a ton of people there, as you would expect. Mm-hmm. There wasn't a chance for everybody to get a question this time. But my response would have been to that is, how could we be 30 plus games into the NBA season and not be in that condition?
Well, it could be one of those situations to where, you know, Doug wants them to be at an elite condition for the defensive side. And, you know, to play defense does take a lot of conditioning. I mean, it takes a lot out of you. Yeah. And especially if he wants you to play, you know, 150% all out on the defensive side.
Yeah.
And then here's another thing with Doug. Doug is a guy that's done it. Okay,
right.
So
at an elite level.
Right. He's a guy that done it. So he's not going to accept anything less. He knows when you're not giving your all out there on the floor.
No doubt. And of course, he's been on a couple of first team All-NBA defensive teams, a couple second teams. He was the stop guy on those great Kings teams from 2000 to 2005. I guess that kind of begs the question, because Doug was such an elite defender. Is he able to sell that to the players? I mean, you know, when somebody's so good at something, sometimes it's hard to teach that to others because you have an innate ability. So I wonder if that's the case defensively there.
You know, honestly, I think he will be able to sell it to them because, you know, ball players recognize ball players, Scott, and they know that, you know, they're not going to be able to pull the wool over Doug's eyes.
Right.
You know, be saying, you know what, we can't do this. We can't, because Doug's will be like, why you can't? I did.
Yeah.
You know, I found a way, and you guys got a hell of a lot more to your disposal than what I did when I played. You know, you got the best shoes, you got the best equipment, you got the best trainers, you eat the best food, you got the best diet. You know, why is it that you can't do this? It ain't that you can't, it's that no one has demanded you to do it.
Yeah, and that might be the case, and that's why I'm interesting. And I think that's always kind of the philosophical thing when it comes to defense. You know, I think people, when you see a great passer like a Magic Johnson or a Chris Paul of today or whatever, people kind of assume that is a special talent. When we talk about defense, it kind of goes more along the lines of effort and working as a team in the defensive concept. And people feel like that can be taught a little bit more easily. I guess we'll find out.
You know what, Scott? And how many times have you heard me say this? You really don't have to teach defense. You really don't have to have a special skill to play defense. Yep. Defense is effort and energy and heart. How much you want to play defense out there. Everybody that's in a uniform is in a uniform for a reason, because you know how to play this game. Now, are you going to go out there and give it all on the defensive side? That's if it's in you or if it isn't. Yeah. And I honestly think everybody that's in an NBA uniform can play some sort of defense.
Yeah. Here's the other thing that I thought was interesting, too. He was asked about why the Kings have been so bad in clutch time. And his answer was kind of similar to what you just gave about defense. He says clutch time is all about effort. It's about getting to the 50-50 balls. It's about wanting it more than the other team.
I will say clutch players are made. Mm-hmm. Clutch players have it in them. Some guys don't have that in them. Some guys don't want that on it, Scott.
Yeah.
Some guys don't want to be in a situation to where they got to make that last free throw. Now I'm talking about just a free throw,
right?
Something that we all can do.
Yep.
But some guys don't want to walk up to that line.
Not of that smoke
at clutch time.
Yeah.
Some guys just don't want the smoke.
Yeah.
So it's either you have that in you or you don't.
No, but obviously the Kings have clutch players. There's no question.
Yes, and I'm thinking, Doug is talking about more like clutch time, crunch time, to where everybody don't dive on the floor. Right. But who's going to be that guy that does it?
Exactly.
Everybody don't jump out and want to take a charge. But who's going to be that guy that does it?
Yeah.
I'm not saying those type of scenarios.
Yeah, no doubt. We're just getting underway here from the Golden One Center. When we come back, we'll delve into that game on Saturday night. Obviously, DC simplified the offense. Want to get your thoughts on that? He says he's going to try and simplify the defense as well for the time being. We've got a lot to talk about here. Obviously, it's busy times here with the Sacramento Kings. We'll be with you until 6:30 tonight, getting you ready for Kings Live pregame. 7 o'clock tip tonight here in Sacramento. Kings versus the Mavs. And the Mavs tonight, we'll get into it more in depth in our injury report, but they're going to be without Luka. They're going to be without Kyrie as well. And we'll see if the Kings can break the 6-game losing skid with all of that facing them here tonight. It is game night. It's brought to you by our good friends at Power Business Technology. Experience for yourself how the Power of Family can help you with all your business copier needs. Give them a call today, 1-844-POWER-BZ, or go to powercopiers.com. More of game night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, you got to tell me what's going on for the Wrap Up the Year sales event.
Wrap up our biggest savings of the year with up to $17,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram heavy duties. Plus, with over 400 new Rams available, including the hard-to-find heavy duties, your perfect truck is waiting at the Hoblet Ram Truck Center.
That's a huge selection of Rams, and that's why Hoblet's the top Ram dealer in California, Chad.
Not only do we have great deals on new Ram trucks, the Hoblet family dealers is growing with a huge selection of used cars at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter, with over 220 vehicles available and over 45 under 20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
17,000 total net savings on select new 2024 Ram 2500 tradesmen's after 10,500 factory rebates and 6,500 dealer discounts. Rebates include 3,000 Hoblet inventory coupons while supplies last, 2,000 trade-in assistance on qualifying trades, 500 upfit, 2,000 California commercial business bonus cash, business ownership, and 500 upfit required. 5 net savings. Sample VIN 357313. See dealer for details.
Xfinity here. How can we help?
Yeah, there are so many football games streaming this season. Can Xfinity Internet handle it?
Oh, we know the game is only live once, so we built a network with all pro speeds and low lag so you don't miss a snap.
So I can yell, "He's open!" when he's actually open?
Yeah, but the quarterback still can't hear you.
Switch to Xfinity Internet and TV and enjoy instant access to your favorite live sports with the Xfinity Stream app. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Streaming content limited to the U.S. Programming subject to change.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Get huge year-end savings on the all-new 2025 Silverado now at Maida Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates on select new 2025 half-ton Silverado LT and RST.
And Maida Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Maida Chevy. Now that's big, huge. See them all at MaidaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Now available with special financing lease in some of their office.
The good news? Now that you've lost the excess weight, InShape Fitness is here to help you maintain your new look with everything from fitness classes to full-length mirrors to admire your new self. We are InShape. You are ready. Join online today at InShape.com.
Welcome back in the game night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140. Scott Marsh along with the high flyer Henry Turner. Fans up here saying hi. We appreciate that so much. We'll be with you until 6:30 tonight. Kings and Mavs. And Henry, we're getting a full kind of list of the Mavs injury report tonight. And I'm just going to say this. If the Kings don't win this one tonight, it'll be the worst of the 7 losses, if it were to happen.
Okay.
And I'm not projecting anything, of course.
I mean,
but we know no Kyrie, no Luka. We heard Klay Thompson is out, and Derek Lively's not playing tonight.
Right. And
no Najee Marshall, too, who is suspended.
Wow. They are depleted.
They are bankrupt pretty much at the moment.
I'm like, do they have at least 8 to suit up?
I'm interested to see who will be suiting up tonight. So, like I said, we'll get into more of that throughout the hour, but we're really kind of focused in on the Kings. Wanted to get your thoughts. Doug said the first thing he wanted to do was really simplify the offense. We saw that on Saturday night. What was your general thoughts in terms of what you saw, what they were trying to accomplish offensively? Any differences?
I didn't see too much difference.
Okay.
Scott. I mean, he still wants this team to get out and get up and down the floor. They still want the team to shoot 3-point shots.
Yep.
I don't think that he had any chance to even change anything. Like I said, it's just been, 72 hours that, you got the news, and I heard he say he wants to simplify things on the defensive side.
Yep.
I can simplify things for him real easy.
Let's hear it.
Stay in front of your man, and if you don't, you come on out and sit on the sideline with me.
I like that idea. I mean, it's pretty simple.
It's just that simple.
Yeah.
The Sacramento Kings, Scott, they have to play small ball.
Yep.
And I've been preaching this the whole time. In order for them to play small ball, you better have some good on-ball defenders.
Yeah.
Because you can't let guys just get past you and get downhill, get into the teeth of your defense, and then you have to scramble. That's the worst thing you can possibly do is have Sabonis leave his man, come over, and then you guys got to start scrambling, and your big guy is outside. You're going to get out-rebound. There's no rim protection, and they're going to be able to score at will.
Yeah. It did feel like the Kings were trying to play with more pace overall.
No, they have to, Scott.
Yeah. But it just felt like that was a conscious effort on Saturday.
I mean, it's imperative. You cannot slow down the Sacramento Kings and think that they're going to be successful.
Yeah.
They're not going to be successful. They're too small.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is that their speed is their best adversary.
Agreed. In terms of the numbers, it was kind of a similar game. I mean, the Kings ended up shooting above 50% from the floor, but they were only 27.5% from 3, 11 of 40. So the same similar themes troubled them in Los Angeles.
You know what? Still, that number one attribute to where the Kings really thought was going to be their number one gun, still hasn't shown up yet. And, is it going to show up?
I don't know.
We've been waiting, over a quarter of the season to say, okay, this team is still a good 3-point shooting team. Well, we still haven't seen it yet.
We just haven't seen it at all. And, of course, L.A. played without LeBron. By the way, turned 40 today.
LBZ in the 40 club.
Yes, he is. But AD did play. He had a monster game, 36 points and 15 rebounds. Sabonis was in foul trouble throughout. Obviously, he was coming off that illness. Don't know how much that affected him or not. Really wasn't his best game. And again, that was an area where Sabonis was so good in the recent years against AD. That's kind of flipped this season.
You know what, Scott? That's going to be one of the things, too, that I would say probably the first thing that the Kings are going to have to go out and change is that they're going to need some rim protection, bro.
Yeah.
They're going to need rim protection, and they're going to need some more rebounding. And, right after that, you're going to have to start looking at making this team a lot more athletic if you think you're going to win some basketball games. The team just isn't. You don't have too many athletic freaks on our team. We have a lot of good, quick, capable guards.
Yep.
You don't have athletic freaks on your team that can just run up and down. I'm talking guys 6'7", 6'8", 6'9".
Yep. It'll be interesting to see what the roster construction is as we get towards the trade deadline. We know Devin Carter played here on Saturday with the Stockton Kings.
Yeah.
It was a impressive first effort, 29 points in that game.
Put in some work.
Yeah.
The young fella's trying to let him know he can do something.
Yeah, so we'll see when he gets called up how much he plays and how he plays and all that stuff and what kind of factor he could be. Obviously, Austin Reeves was a huge factor for the Lakers on Saturday as well. 26 points, 16 assists, and he had just a heck of a series these 4 games against Sacramento.
Scott, you know what I'm starting to see as a hindrance for this ball club? I'm starting to see that big guards bother us.
Yep.
The long, lean guards. That's why I was talking about being more athletic. Austin Reeves at a few particular points just straight bully balled his way to the rim.
Yep.
Understanding that our guards are, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". I mean, Austin Reeves, what, a good 6'5", 6'6"?
Yeah, he's big.
He put his head down and just got to the basket at will.
Yep, he did. And Rui Hachimura had a great series against the Kings as well. The Lakers sweep 4-0. By the way, the Lakers making that move, they traded D'Angelo Russell back to Brooklyn. Second time he's been traded to the Nets. They get Dorian Finney-Smith, who great all-around player. And when you talk about athletic players, a player who would have looked good on a Kings roster.
Wow, and no doubt. And then to move a guy like D'Lo, they should have moved him a little bit earlier because D'Lo came into this building and gave us problems.
Yeah.
So understanding that teams are going to make changes, man. They're going to look at their rosters to see, how they think they can get better and where they think they can get better yet. The Lakers have two guys that have really stepped up and showed that they can play. Matt Christie is getting the job done for them. He played well. He played well against us.
Yeah.
We all know how Dalton Connect can just shoot the ball from three.
Yes.
And then, like you said, Austin Reeves is running that basketball team.
Yeah. No, they've got a little more depth than I think people gave them credit for. The Lakers are 18-13. The Kings are 13-19 as we talk right now. And obviously the Kings have a lot of work to do. 12th right now in the Western Conference. Any other takeaways, anything you saw from Saturday night that felt any different whatsoever from what we'd seen prior?
Not really, Scotty. I mean, it really didn't feel no different. I mean, and especially to me just watching.
Yeah.
It might be different in how they go through things. It might be different because it's a different voice that they're hearing it from.
Yeah.
But as far as what they were able to do, and, I kind of heard a little snippet from De'Aaron Fox.
Right.
He was saying that, it was pretty much the same. Doug still wants to have that exact same type of offensive productivity as Mike did.
Yeah.
So, it wasn't much that he could change.
Yeah. Speaking of De'Aaron Fox, obviously social media being what it is, a lot of people going out there and, saying De'Aaron Fox responsible for getting Mike Brown fired. De'Aaron Fox certainly threw that out the window. He came back and posted on Twitter that basically he had nothing to do with the firing of Mike Brown, that they had a great relationship. How do you put that all into context?
They got to have somebody to blame, right?
Yeah.
And in today's social media, they're going to find a little bit of everything, and at the end of the day, it was the team wasn't responding. The team wasn't playing well. I don't think it was anything personal between Mike Brown or De'Aaron Fox or Sabonis or Keegan Murray. None of that. I just think the team just wasn't playing well. Now, what's going to change this and get them to start playing well? I don't know. Now, that's one thing that I definitely couldn't answer, and I have no idea. I honestly think, this team is going to be who it is and what it is. They're going to be able to win some game, but they're going to be who they are until they change this roster.
Well, and that's going to be the interesting part, because obviously the Kings came into this year feeling like they were a team that could get back into the playoffs with the roster they had.
Yeah, Scott, but the Kings came into this knowing that they were undersized, knowing that they wasn't the most athletic team in the league, knowing that they had small guards, but they were betting on that small, quick, speedy, explosive roster that they have to be able to outscore their opponent, and it just hasn't happened.
Has not happened, that's for sure. The Kings now with a lot of ground to make up if they want to get back into a playoff possibility. Again, a lot of games left, 50 games left in the year. Season certainly isn't over, but a lot to consider. And when it comes to De'Aaron Fox, of course, he's the leader of this team, so he's the one who's going to take a lot of the noise. And, again, with the contract situation, with what it is, and him not signing in this offseason and not knowing what might happen in the next offseason, of course, that fuels the rumor mill as well.
Of course. I mean, he was going to be the number one guy that people were going to look at because he did sign the contract. And, is De'Aaron happy? Or is the organization going to do what it takes to keep De'Aaron here? And, it's so many things swirling that. So, of course, when they make a change at the coaching position, De'Aaron Fox had to be on board with that. It's just par for the course.
Yeah. All right. We've got to take a break. When we come back, We'll continue, obviously, to talk about the Kings scenario. We're going to go around the league as well. LeBron turning 40 today, making news as he always does. Anytime LeBron talks, it's newsworthy. He said he could play 5 to 7 more years at a high level. Not that he will, but he could. So we'll talk about that. And also these just ridiculous burglaries that are going on with NBA players. Did you hear the latest in terms of like Luka and what's going on there? That's just nutty story.
What's going on?
Houses of all these premier players are getting broken into while they're on road.
While they're on the road.
Yeah. Sad story. Wow. But anyways, we'll touch on that as well. It's game night. It's brought to you by the Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Sacramento. If you're looking to become a volunteer mentor, help out a kid in our community who could use somebody outside the household, this is the organization for you. For a few hours a month, you can impact the life of a child. Call 916-646-9300 or visit bbbs-sac.org to learn more. More game night coming to you live from the Golden One Center right here, Sacktown Sports 1140.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead. Outstanding ball movement by Sacramento.
Every triple, every jam, every Kings win.
Sabonis with the jam over the Joker. He's got the three-point shot.
Get your Kings fix all season long.
Right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
Sacktown Sports at sacktownsports.com.
The new year is upon us with promises of new beginnings and new adventures, but don't let 2024 slip away without savoring the memories made with family and friends. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. Looking forward is always exciting, but I have a lot to appreciate in this past year, revolving around time with family and more good time spent around my Naturewood dining table. Watching my grandson with his first bite of birthday cake was priceless and reminds me that new life is the perfect balance between yesterday and today. Greet the new year with a visit to Naturewood Home Furnishings during their annual New Year sale going on now, including all the fine furniture and accessories in every department. How about a new style for the new year? Find that perfect piece of furniture that's new today and filled with future memories for tomorrow. The memories you make with your family will stay with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Rock the Bells presents LL Cool J.
So what you got Chanel on your feet? Hot sex on a platter makes the mission complete.
Live in concert. LL Cool J. Saturday, January 18th, the venue at Thunder Valley with DJ C-Trip. LL Cool J. For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Don't miss LL Cool J live.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Did you know your skin is the largest organ of your body? Huh? That's why you should shower with Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash instead of plain old bar soap. Love your skin by super hydrating it with vitamin B3 and glorious notes of vanilla and shea. Did you know that my super hydrated skin is the second largest organ of my body? The first is my heart. Old Spice. Men have skin too. Old Spice Super Hydration Body Wash. 24/7 renewing moisture with daily use.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140.
Welcome back to the game night right here, Sacktown Sports 1140. Scott Marsh and the High Flyer Henry Turner. It's great. We still have Kings fans out here. One of our best Kings fans, coming up and saying hi, has all the pins from all 40 years of the Kings, wearing the Kings sixth-man jersey.
Nice.
And that's the thing where I go back to it. Everybody is entitled to an opinion, and especially somebody who has been paying money, season ticket holder the whole way through. Their opinion probably means more than anybody else right now, right, in terms of how they feel. They're not running the organization. I understand that, but when you're putting your dollars and your time and the investment into it, you have a right to express how you feel about it.
Oh, yes, you can definitely express it, no doubt.
Yep.
That's why we have shows like this, Scott.
Yep.
That's
absolutely.
why you have media. That's why we have talk shows and we have callers calling in and, expressing how you feel because, your opinion might be totally different than how we feel. And you might have something else different to put in.
Yeah.
Different than what we're saying.
Absolutely. And it's not necessarily right. It's definitely not necessarily wrong either.
There is no right and no wrong when you have your opinion.
Absolutely. Everybody's entitled to it. And, in this format, it's hard for us to take a lot of calls because we're on site here and there's a lot of noise, all that type of stuff. But on Friday, that's why, when I was
and you did a great job, Scott.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You did a great job with that. And then the way you put it out there saying, hey, you know what? This is our show, but today it's the fans' show.
Absolutely.
So you call in and you let us know how you feel. Never mind how we feel. How do you as a fan feel about this move?
Absolutely. And it'll be interesting to see how the fans react tonight. First game of Doug Christie as head coach here inside Golden One Center. We'll see what the reactions are like and how the Kings respond tonight to a severely undermanned Dallas Mavericks team. We'll get into that in the next segment. Game night being brought to you by our good friends at Mercedes-Benz of Stockton. Check out the full line of luxury vehicles at mdofstockton.com. As we mentioned, LeBron is now 40. The 30s decade is over for LeBron. And he came out on his birthday today. And again, as I said before the break, saying he could play at least 5 to 7 more years at a high level, but he will not do that, he has said. So we'll see how far he goes. Obviously, he didn't play on Saturday because of illness against the Kings. He's broken nearly every record. He has done everything you could conceivably want to do as an NBA player and then some. What do you think for LeBron? Do you have any idea in the high flyer crystal ball how much longer we might see the great LeBron James?
Honestly, I give him probably another year.
Probably.
Do
you think he'll announce it in advance and we'll have the LeBron tour?
Probably. He loves the spotlight though, so I think he would say, "Okay, fellas, this here is it."
Yeah.
I can see him, giving his son, passing the reins on to Bronny.
Yeah.
That soon as they bring Bronny up and make him a main staple of their team, like, you know what? I'm going one more year with Bronny, full run. After this, I'm done.
Yeah. According to the interview, he said the last motivation he has right now is a chance to compete for a 5th championship.
I don't know about that. You know what? When is Bryce coming out?
Great question. I don't know what year he is right now.
Is it
junior? I'm not sure.
Ref
I don't know.
Check one. Ref mic. Check
So
1, 2.
maybe the ref will
4.
know. We can hear the ref mic.
Okay.
So, but I don't know the answer to that one, but that would be something else if you had all 3 of them in a game together.
You know what? If anybody has the pull to pull it off,
it's him.
It's him.
For sure. No doubt about that. He's a senior.
He's a senior.
Anthony has told us. And you can see him, by the way, on our YouTube stream as well. He's not just sitting there doing nothing. He actually can talk. He thinks. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. And we appreciate giving us that information, Anthony. So good job there. So we'll see with LeBron. Do you think he's right when he says he could play 5 to 7 more years at a, quote, high level?
The way he keeps his body and the way, he's went about his professional career, I can see it. If he wanted to drag it out, his basketball IQ, I could definitely see him playing another 5 years.
Yeah.
If he really wanted to.
That would make him 45 years old.
Ooh. Yeah.
If there's anybody who could, it's LeBron. So I'm never going to say no about anything LeBron wants to do.
I mean, physically, man, you look at him, he's 40 right now, and he still looks like he's 35.
He plays like he's 25
in
a lot of ways. The numbers back that up. He's been sensational this year. All right, moving to a more just awful story. We're talking about all these burglaries, and we bring it up tonight because Luka Doncic, who is in the house but not playing tonight, on this road trip, he's the latest of a series of pro athletes to have his home burglarized. Just a terrible story. It happened on Saturday. There was a break-in at his house. Nobody was it actually happened Friday night, reported on Saturday. Nobody was there at his house. Lucas filed a police report. He's in the long lines. So here are some of the other just marquee players in all sports. Patrick Mahomes has had his house broken into. Joe Burrow, you'll remember recently. Travis Kelce, Bobby Portis of Milwaukee. Mike Conley had his house broken into. What in the world is going on, High Flyer?
Scott, I really hate when you get a trend and copycats start popping up, because these aren't the exact same people, because it's all over the United States.
Well, again, what the FBI is kind of indicating, it might be organized theft groups from South America.
Okay.
So I don't know if obviously they have some information they're not sharing publicly, of course.
Of course. But I'll tell you what, it has to be organized enough to know that these guys are on the road. These guys are playing. It's a lapse at where they're staying.
No doubt. And the one thing we know, it's not like you're just walking up and breaking a lock to get into any of these homes.
True.
I mean, this is a planned invasion.
Right. And I know a few of these guys got to stay in gated communities.
Yep.
But here's the thing, Scott. You know what the real problem is, right?
You tell me.
The internet.
Yeah.
Because
everybody knows where everybody is.
Because you can find out where everybody stays on the internet.
Yeah.
You find out where they are,
what
time they're doing this. Everything is on the internet. So it's not that hard to say,
True. It's certainly in the case of a professional athlete, their travel schedule.
Right. Their travel schedule.
Yeah. There's no way to avoid that one, obviously. But just kind of a sad state of affairs that has to be a major concern. Some other news to kind of update on. Of course, the Memphis Grizzlies are here on Friday, so it's 3 straight at home. We've got the Mavs tonight, New Year's Day. The Sixers are here. Then on Friday the 3rd, it's Memphis. The injuries continue. John Morant is now week to week with a grade 1 AC joint sprain.
Oh,
so says further updates will be provided as appropriate. So that to me says we're not going to see John Morant on Friday night.
Wow, I know that really hurts Memphis.
No doubt.
Because they were playing some good basketball. They were balling out.
Yeah.
That Memphis was my dark horse for this year. But Scooter, we all know how injuries will plague a team and will take you down depending upon how your team is structured.
No doubt. Morant this year averaging 21 points, 8 assists. The Grizz 22 and 11. Very good. They're back to where they were a couple of years ago after just having that injury devastated season. And of course, all the off the court antics from John Morant hurting that club as well. So that's kind of an update, some news around the league. We'll take a look at the games going on today in the association as well. Bulls leading the Hornets 98-95. The Knicks over the Wizards 114-99. Those are both in the fourth quarter. At halftime, the Pelicans looking for just their 6th win of the year. They're leading the Clippers 62-56. Later on tonight, Denver's in Utah. The Cavs are in the Bay Area to take on the Warriors. Cleveland looking for their 28th win of the year. They're 27-4. Philadelphia's up in Portland. Of course, the 76ers will be here on New Year's Day. And the game we're going to focus in on when we come back, Dallas here to take on the Kings. They are the Mavericks in uniform, but who is actually going to be wearing them tonight is the bigger question, as a ton of injuries tonight for the Mavs. We'll give you the full Gingery and Hammer injury report when we come back. It's Game Nights being brought to you live from the Golden One Center right here, Sacktown Sports 1140.
Hi, I'm Justin Gingery. One of the most common questions I receive is what makes us different from other law firms. At Gingery, Hammer and Associates, we handle your case from beginning to end. Whether your case reaches a settlement, whether we need to file suit, or even take it all the way to trial, we will be with you along the entire way. And because we are committed to you and your case, we are as invested as you are in making sure you get the outcome you deserve. If you have an injury, just call Gingery.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. What's happening, Chad, for the wrap-up the year sales event?
Well, you have a choice to make. Save up to $17,000 off MSRP on all remaining new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xEs, or save thousands with 0% financing for 72 months. It's savings your way at Hoblet, not to mention all the savings at the pump with 56 MPGE.
Ooh, those are really nice Jeeps. You can't beat that mileage.
The Hoblet family dealers is growing with a huge selection of used cars at the Hoblet Certified Pre-Owned Supercenter. With over over 220 vehicles available and over 45 under 20,000.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
17,000 total net savings on select new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xE models, up to $12,250 factory and federal rebates and $4,750 dealer discounts. Rebates include $500 first responder bonus cash for eligible first responders, $3,750 federal EV tax credit. Consult a tax professional for details. 0% for 72 months available in place of $7,500 consumer cash. Must have 700 plus FICO score to qualify. $1,389 per thousand borrowed. 5 of the set savings. Sample VIN 681180. See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Henry Turner, aka the High Flyer. I've done a lot of amazing things on the basketball floor, but now it's your turn to be amazing. For more than 55 years, Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Sacramento has helped out the youth beat many odds. Too many littles, especially boys, are still waiting for volunteers, Big Brothers. Volunteers to spend at least 4 to 6 hours a month with local youth who needs guidance and support. So donate your time to Big Brothers and Big Sisters of the greater Sacramento area. Get involved. It's easy as a layup. Call 916-646-9300.
Get ready to make good on those promises you made to yourself about getting in shape in the new year. InShape Fitness is standing by with everything you need to help you create a happy new you. We are in shape. You are ready. Join online today at InShape.com.
Welcome back in the game night. Our final segment here as we get you ready for Kings Live pregame. That comes up at 6:30 tonight. Jason Ross and the High Flyer have you covered until 7 o'clock tip tonight. G-Man with the call. Great job by G-Man on Saturday night to have that interview with Doug Christie. It was really interesting stuff from Doug, his first interview since taking over as head coach of the Kings. Time now to give you our Gingery and Hammer injury reports. For the Kings tonight, no Jay Crowder, back tightness. He will not play. We haven't seen him in several games as it is, but he will be out tonight for the Kings. As for the Mavs, all right, High Flyer, you can start eating some popcorn, kick back if you want. It's going to take me a while. Luka's out with a calf. He's going to miss a month before it's reevaluated.
Wow.
Pulled that in the Christmas game, and he'll be out at least a month. Kyrie's out, shoulder related. Derek Lively out, hip. Clay's out with illness. And Najee Marshall, did you see that dust up in the Mavs game?
Yes.
Suspended 4 games for that.
4?
4 games.
I mean, because how many games did Nurkic get?
Got 3.
Because Nurkic is the one that actually slapped my man upside the head.
Yeah. So Najee got 4. Nurkic got 3. And I'm trying to think. PJ Washington got a game, but he already sat that out up in Portland.
Yeah, because PJ Washington did the straight shove Nurkic all the way down to the ground.
Yep. Nope. They gave Najee the toughest punishment, so he'll have to sit out tonight. There's been a couple of brawls here I won't call them brawls. That's an overstatement.
Yeah,
but obviously there's another one in the Rockets game last night.
Yeah, a little chippiness.
Yeah.
Because I played back in the day when they were like all-out brawls, okay?
Yes.
This what we got going is just a little chippiness.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But Amir Thompson last night throwing down Tyler Hero in the last minute of that ball game. We'll see what the repercussions of that is. Ime Udoka got thrown out of the game as well. There were several players who did, along with Udoka. So as the Rockets lost that game, Miami coming back to win that one. But interesting. But for the Mavs tonight, I have no idea what the starting lineup's going to look like. No idea what the rotation's going to look like. Obviously, you are very close to Jason Kidd. What do you think he's thinking right now?
You know what? I had a chance to talk to Jay for a little while down there.
Okay.
And, he told me, he's like, man, the team's beat up and you got a couple of guys that's sick. He said, but he got some young cats that play hard.
Yeah.
He said, and that's the thing with his team. He said, there's not too many nights where he could look out on this basketball team and say, okay, they just didn't bring it. He said, they bring it hard each and every night, and they honestly feel like they can win no matter who's out there on the floor.
Well, and that's what he's brought to the team, that competitive fire. The Mavs started off pretty slow, and Jason Kidd called out his team early in the year. Basically said they weren't getting enough effort from everybody else minus Kyrie and Luka, and the teams responded. I mean, you look at the Western Conference standings right now, the Mavs currently in 4th place at 20-12.
And see, Scott, That's what an ex-player can bring, because everyone knows Jason Kidd. Everyone knows his pedigree. Everybody knows what he's done out there on the basketball floor.
Yeah.
So as a player, when another player calls you out that has done it, that's why I'm talking about what Doug is trying to instill in these guys to where you might not regularly listen, but to hear it from a guy who's done it, who's been there, who's done that, it might hit a little differently.
Yeah, no question. By the way, our Gingery and Hammer Associates injury report. If you've got an injury, just call Gingery. And that was something that De'Aaron commented on also about a former player like a Doug Christie. And to your point, as a former player yourself, there's just a different conversation amongst players. That's no offense to coaches who know the game extremely well, but it's a little different.
No, it is. I mean, and it's a whole different line of respect.
Yeah.
Because everybody know what it takes to get out there on that floor. Everybody know what it took for them to get there. So when you have a guy that talks to you, just like when I talk to the players out there, they know I played. They know I've been on the floor.
Yep.
I get a whole total different line of respect than just someone that's just walking up to that they're just talking to.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's kind of the trend in the NBA if you're looking at it. I mean,
oh, for sure. I mean,
ton of player coaches and not necessarily a ton of coaching experience. Look at JJ Redick, the latest example.
We're in a fraternity and everybody knows everybody. And when, you understand that this guy played the game, he has the tutelage, it's a lot to be said about a dude who really went out there on the floor and done it. Just say, for example, Scott, if you're trying to teach a guy how to run the pick and roll, if you never ran the pick and roll, how can you tell me how to run it? I want to hear it from a guy like Chris Paul, who got the pick and roll down to a science. I want to hear it from a John Stockton. I want to hear it from an Allen Iverson, a guy that really didn't been there and done that.
Yeah. Now, it has a different voice. There's no question about that. And when it comes to defense, we know that Doug Christie knows what he's talking about, and maybe that will make a difference with this Kings team.
You know what? If it's anybody that can put a word out and it should be received, it's him.
Yeah. Let's look at the Dallas roster here. No Clay. Maxi Kleba will start. Daniel Gafford. You got Spencer Dinwiddie. Seem all three of those will still be in the starting lineup. You got Jaden Hardy off the bench, Dwight Powell, Quentin Grimes. And then from there, Kessler Edwards, we're familiar with him.
Right. From
his Sacramento days. But it's a pretty slim bench for Jason Kidd tonight.
Yeah, he missing 5 guys. It's going to be slim. Right about now, it's like, let's limp to the finish line.
All right. I'm going to say something that I know you're going to hate. You're going to come back at me, and I respect you for doing it. But the Mavs don't have 3 of their best players starting tonight. Maybe 4 their top 4 players tonight.
Right.
The Kings are in a situation where this is we can't use the word must win. That's just probably not the case. But if there's ever anything as close to a game that the Kings need to win, this is it tonight. This is it.
If you're trying to stop this tsunami, you're really trying to put some sandbags down under this mudslide. You have to win this game tonight.
No doubt.
I mean, especially when you got a team that's coming in here that's sorely undermanned. Now, not undermanned, sorely undermanned like the Dallas Mavericks. You have to take care of business.
You do. And given how bad the homestand has been, losing those 5 straight and obviously the second half against the Pacers and the way they lost against Detroit, if you were to lose tonight, this would be a new rock bottom, given the circumstances.
Yeah. We already felt like we were at rock bottom when they let Mike go.
Yep.
But I'm with you. If you lose this game here tonight with the roster that the Dallas Mavericks are rolling out there on the floor, you're probably sunk to a whole new low.
No question. So let's hope that doesn't happen to the Kings tonight. As you look at Doug Christie game 2, obviously, they haven't even practiced since Saturday. Doug just at his pregame press conference says he's trying to simplify the defense. You laid out what simplified defense means. Guard the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Guard your man.
Yeah, it's simple. It's plain and simple.
Yeah. What else are you looking for from the Kings?
Once again, energy and effort and motivation. Doug can't ask his guys to go out there and do anything different. No. He can just ask them to try to give a little bit more energy, a little bit more effort. the X's and O's are what they are, Scott. They still got to run the exact same plays.
No question.
They still want to be on the defensive side. You just got to put more effort in trying to get some more rebounds, trying to stop your guy, trying to stay in front of your guy. But as far as trying to change the overall physical aspect of it, no, you don't have time to do that shit just yet.
Yeah, the other thing that Doug did on Saturday, he told his team before the game against the Lakers that he was going to play 9 guys. And he laid out who the 9 were and kind of gave them the sense of where they would play and how long, all of that. Do you like that mindset?
Yes.
That's a little different from Mike Brown.
Yes. I like that mindset because it let guys know from the giddy up, okay, you know what? You're getting run tonight. I'm going to need you. I'm going to use you. Get ready. Instead of one of those things to where, okay, I'm ready. Oh, no, not tonight.
Yep.
I'm ready. Oh, no, not tonight. Well, I'm here now. Oh, tonight. Oh, tonight's tonight. I like that because you know exactly when and where you're going to play.
Yeah, it may not necessarily be the same 9. I'm not sure on that. Doug wasn't asked that tonight. But do you like the fact that the 4 off the bench were Herter, Ellis, Trey Lyles, Alex Len? Left off that list was Isaac Jones. Of course, Jay Crowder's fighting that back. No Dougie McDermott, no Orlando Robinson, no Jordan McLaughlin. How do you feel if those are the 9 he's going to roll with for a while? Are you comfortable with it being those 9?
Yes, I'm fine with it being the 9, and I honestly think that those guys can be interchanged depending upon the roster that they're going up against, because certain nights you might need you might need Jones, or certain nights you might need another point guard out there, McLaughlin. It just depends.
Yeah, I think Isaac's a guy I want to see in a rotation.
I want to see him. He's a guy that we've all said has something.
Yeah.
He has the ability to be out to give you some good minutes out there. So, I do want to see him play.
Yeah. All right. It'll be interesting to see. It's the first home game for the Kings since the coaching change. Doug Christie will be standing up tonight along the sidelines here at Golden One Center. And hopefully the Kings can break the 6-game losing streak. That's going to do it for game night. High Flyer, always great to work with you, and have a great call tonight with the G-Man.
Yes.
All right, Kings Live pregame coming up next. Jason and Henry have that. 7 o'clock tip tonight. Kings taking on the Dallas Mavericks. You'll hear it here. Sacktown Sports, 1140. Have a great night, everyone.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you.